Okay, this is Mr. Battaglia. Recording is on for week 2, ELA 4. Hi, Sadie. I'm going to say this, I'm sure, several times. So I'm admitting some people now. As people are joining, I'm going to ask you to, 1, make sure your name is first and last, and also that you are opening up the chat. As long as your name says first and last, all you have to do is type here, and then I should be able to see a list, a quote-unquote attendance record. So, a couple things. I'm going to say this numerous times as it is only 9:56. It is 4 minutes before the meeting should start. I am recording. There will be if you're watching this via recording, there will be a secret word towards the end that I am making you use. So if you watch the recording, you're going to have to send me an email saying you watched it with the secret word, which hopefully proves that you did watch it. The secret word, you got to figure it out and wait. So you actually got to watch the whole thing. Those of you that are here live, all you need to do is go to the chat feature, make sure your name says your first and last, and then you just type here. Couple of things. I'm going to say this probably more than once. It is 9:56 and we are waiting for people. We had a meeting as DeWitt teachers. We kind of all reflected on what's going on in week 1. So make sure you are focused on school. You're not literally having a sidebar conversation with someone. You're not on your phone chit-chatting. You're not playing video games. You're not upside down in your bed. You're in school, right? So you are attentively listening as opposed to carrying on conversations with somebody, as opposed to being distractive, that kind of thing. So also, make sure your name is your first and last. So if it's just your first, change it. All DeWitt teachers are asking students, I'm going to say going forward, but all DeWitt students, so next week, if your name is not your first and last, if it's just your first, or if it's a nickname, I'm not going to admit you in. You've got to change it. So going forward, make sure your name is just your first and your last name. That's it. If you are here right now, you are typing in here into the chat. It is 9:58. So I'm waiting for a few people to get here. I thank those of you that emailed me already saying there is a conflict. You know, I know there's going to be conflicts. I'm really viewing Monday as a preview. You can watch the preview of the week. If you want, if you do have a conflict and you have to watch the recording, or if you have a question, I'm here 9:30 to 11 every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If you wanted to do a quick one-on-one Zoom, that's great. I can pencil you in a time. So I could say, okay, if you email me and say you want a time, I'll say, all right, 11 o'clock Thursday or 10:30 Thursday. Or if you just email during that time, because I'm going to be on the computer every office hours, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, from 9:30 to 11, I'm going to be on the computer responding to emails. It might take me a couple minutes, depending on what I'm doing. Maybe I'm doing some stuff in Moodle. I'm checking my email. But if you wanted to have a one-on-one live session, that's fine. Maybe you got a question. Maybe you need to show me something on your computer, which you can do. I can give you the rights to show me your screen. So if you're having some technical difficulties, you're having some problems, schedule a one-on-one session. I'll open up the Zoom room for you. We can chat and you can let me know. All right, so I'm repeating a lot of this stuff. We still have a minute before people get here. Once again, if you are here live, you're going to open up the chat. Make sure your name is spelled correctly, first and last name. That's what names should be. Going forward, I'm not going to let you in going forward unless your name is your first and last name. All DeWitt teachers should be asking you to do this. I am not the only one. So in the chat feature, make sure your name is there. You can just type your name, or you can type here, as long as it's from your first and last name. That's how I'm doing attendance. If you're watching a recording, you're going to have to pay attention to the secret word, which I will say later. And then you just simply email me later, Mr. B, I watched the video. Here is the secret word showing me that I watched the whole thing, because I'm going to give you the secret word at the end. So, okay, it's 10 o'clock. So this is the last time I'm going to repeat this. We're starting the ELA 4 video. I am recording this time. I didn't forget to hit start. Going forward, all DeWitt students are going to be required to say their first and last name on their meetings. Going forward, when you join, you should be muted. So if you do need to say something, just click unmute, and that'll be fine. And just go ahead and say, interrupt. Mr. B, excuse me. Going forward, I'm going to always count attendance on these things. So if you are here now live, you're going into the chat room, and you are just simply typing here, or you're typing your first and last name if your account doesn't say your first and last name. If you're watching the video, you're going to have to respond with a secret word later. And I guess that's really it. So here we go. We're going to preview this week. As I said earlier, if you've got a question and it's maybe just too big for email or you wanted to talk, I am happy to schedule a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you. We can easily do that during office hours, 9:30 to 11, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So maybe even there's something on your screen that you can't figure out. You've got a problem. You can't, I don't know, you're creating a PowerPoint, something can't work. I can give you the rights to share your screen so I can see what you're seeing. So a Zoom session might be advisable for some of you. So if you're having some questions, let me know. But like I say, I'm going to be on and around on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, 9:30 to 11, responding via email or responding live in a Zoom session if you want. All right, I am sharing my screen. You, if you are here, you have typed in "you are here" in the chat feature. If you're watching a recording, you are going to show me that you watched the recording by sending the secret word later. So here is ELA week 4. I should say, if you haven't done it, the ELA week 1 assignment was due on Friday. Whoops. Give me a second here. All right. Cancel. Okay, hold on. I feel like I've done something wrong here. There we go. I think everyone's back. Okay, I felt like I had kicked you out for some reason, but I see you're all here. All right. Moodle. Last week, the week 1, that was just a Quizlet. If you're following my Quizlet link, it should be sent. It should be set to the matching test. So it should be matching. If for some reason you're just going over to the test because you were studying on Quizlet and you go over the test and you find that it is not all matching, again, if you follow the link, it should be set to matching. If you find that it's not all matching, go to options, make sure just the question type matching is selected, and then you hit create new test. And then you'll just get a matching. Make sure you're sending me your percentage score. Some of you sent me your times. I don't need to know how fast you are because you can just click buttons and get 0 right and be really fast. I need to see your percentage. So make sure you are sending me your percentage. There are a few of you that sent your time, and I emailed you right back saying, hey, this is your time. You need to send me your percentage, and you never did. So it's your job to be checking email every day, ladies and gentlemen, at least Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Once a day, check your email. That's your job. So again, if you have not sent me your score, please do. You'll still be getting a P, but you won't get the full points if you're late, but you'll still be getting a P. Remember, it's what, 69.5 and above is a P. So if you haven't sent me your score, please do so. This next week is basically the same. So that was week 1. We've got week 2, and it's a very similar type assignment for week 2. I will post the recording here as soon as it's done. It does take a while to convert, to be honest with you, but I will post it there. Monday, we got and I know that there was some problems with watching YouTube videos. YouTube and Google Chrome are owned by the same people. Google owns YouTube. Apparently, there was some sort of Chromebook issue. So if you were having trouble watching the videos, you were not alone. There was a lot of Chromebook users. Hopefully, Sherry McVeigh, the head of our IT department, she said she has it figured out. I have been trying to post like this. So I gave you the name of the video here. This one's multi-genre. You can click and watch it here, or even when you open it, you can click the bottom of the screen and go to the YouTube. Or you can even go to my YouTube channel and just find the video entitled multi-genre. That might be a workaround, or I can send you the video directly. Hopefully this week, all Chromebook issues should be solved and you should be able to watch the video this week. There was only about 3 of you, I think, that had an issue. But that was a Chromebook issue. So anyway, we've got an 11-minute multi-genre video. We've got a 4-minute where I'm showing you a Back to the Future clip where you've got and it's really only the first 20 seconds, but you got to think about how the camera is telling a story in this Back to the Future. In fact, if I can, I know you won't be able to hear it, but I could show you. Now I can hear it, you can't see it, but what I'm trying to show you is how the camera angle tells the story. We've got a high angle here. Look at the camera's high and it's looking down on Marty. Biff's in the foreground, so Marty looks even smaller. Here we've got a low angle. It's looking up at Biff. Biff looks bigger, looking down at Marty. So if you just saw the way the camera was telling the story, that's what my video kind of asks you to do. The video here talks about different ways of telling a story, and here the camera angle is telling the story. When it's down, or a high angle, or a low angle, it's low and it's looking up, then that person looks bigger. Biff looks more imposing. And even Biff is in front of Marty in the camera angle, so he even looks bigger. Marty looks smaller because he's in the background. When they show Marty, they're looking down on him, right? They show Biff, they're looking up on him. He appears bigger. They show Marty looking down. So the camera angle is helping tell the story. That's the kind of stuff I'm asking you to pay attention to. And that's kind of what this video is other ways of telling a story, not just words and pictures. So I talk about what I just said here, talking about how the camera angle is telling the story. Then we've got the new Quizlet set. It's mouse abridged, so terms you're going to see in mouse that aren't exactly tier 3. They're not super specific, but a lot of them you're going to kind of need to know. Pogrom is a big one. Textile and hosiery, the stuff that our character does, annexed. So these are all things that we find in mouse 1. The Quizlet test, I'm going to pencil you in for some time on Friday. But again, if you follow the link, the test should be set up exactly right. It should be set to matching. If for some reason you don't follow the link and you get there later, again, and if it's not all matching, hit options, make sure it's just matching, and then create new test. That's all you need to do. Once again, send me your score, your percentage. Do not send me how fast you did it, because that doesn't tell me how many you got right. Send me your percentage. Okay, back to here. So again, that's Friday. You got to take the test again. That's the second assignment. It's just like week 1. It is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. So send me your score. You should be finishing up Book Talks menus roughly this week, maybe next. Here's the Word version that you can type on if you don't have Word. Here's the PDF version, although you guys already have it. Again, Book Talks are due 5/11. And today, on Tuesday, I'm giving you 30 minutes. So I'm giving you quite a bit of class time to continue to work on your Book Talk. So big one here today. Whether you spend that reading for 10 and working on your Book Talks for 20, whether you spend it reading for 15 and Book Talk for 15, that'll be up to you. Continue filling out your Book Talk menu, and probably you're going to start typing up those scripts as soon as you're done. Then Tuesday, 21-minute video. This is Mouse Chapter 1. As you can see, I'm showing it on the screen. I'm doing the voices and everything, man, so you should be entertained. So Mouse Chapter 1 plus, as I'm reading, just like I did in the class, I would step away from the text and kind of talk about what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking, how I'm reading other things than just the words. And that's the whole point. Again, this is Mouse Chapter 1. You can find it on my YouTube channel, or you can click it here. I'm also announcing the week 3 assignment right here, right now. So the week 3 assignment is this. If you've been watching the video lessons, so Mouse 1, Mouse Chapter 2, as I'm reading these, I am constantly stopping and talking about how the pictures, the panel dialogue balloon, the panel shape, the dialogue balloon shapes, the facial expressions, the body language, the lines of motion, how all of these things are helping to tell a story. Remember, we have redefined our definition of literacy. That's the big idea, the big takeaway. What is literacy, or what is to read something, is to interpret and apply meaning to stimulus. Maybe the stimulus is the panel shape. Maybe the stimulus is the facial expression. You're applying meaning to it and you're interpreting what they are trying to convey. You're reading in a new way. You're going beyond just words. So what is your interpretation of things like facial expressions, body language, shape of panel, dialogue balloon shape? What's in the foreground? What's in the background, etc.? Just like the Back to the Future clip, where I interpreted camera angle and position and applied meaning to it. I'm asking you to apply meaning to any section of Mouse we've read. Again, this is not due until a week from this Friday. This is the week 3. Week 2 is just the new Quizlet set. That's it. Do the test, send it in. But as I read all these videos, I want you to be thinking this in mind. And I'm doing it. I'm stopping and saying, well, look at the panel progression here. If you do this, if you look at the body language, if you look at the why this word is bold-faced, if you look at this circular panel, put it all together, and I think it means blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm going to ask you to do as well. Essentially what it is you're reading, besides just words and pictures, you have to explain your interpretation. Again, I do this as I read, so you're basically doing a lot of what I'm doing, and I'm just showing me you can do it. So perhaps maybe the panel is askew. Like all the panels are normal, and then it gets to one that is turned. Why? Ask yourself why. Why is it positioned that way? What is the author, the artist, trying to convey? Maybe you're looking at the panel progression on a page. Perhaps the characters are drawn with certain facial expression or body language. Again, why? What do you think it means? So for week 3, answer the question above. Clearly state the page and the panels you are referencing. And what is it that you see? Be accurate and be descriptive. And then apply your interpretation. What is the larger meaning or significance? You can certainly use the words, but you must include other things like panel shape, position, body language, etc. The PDF, which you can download, is right here. It's simply 10 points for 5 sentences. The entire post adds something new and descriptive, thought-provoking, descriptive, creative, responded to entire prompt, and then some, expressed ideas clearly, with creativity, no spelling or grammar errors. That's what you're shooting for. Remember, to get a P is a 7, so even if you have less than 5 sentences, you could get there. I would shoot for the best you can, 5 sentences. That explains what you are seeing and how you are reading it. Okay, so all you got to do is click reply. You type your response there, and then you hit post to forum. Boom, that's it. Again, that is week 3. So you're going to have a chance to see me do this all week long in my videos, and then again next week. When you're ready, that's when you're going to click the week 3. And I remind you about the week 3 a couple of times, but it is announced now. Then the rest, 5 minutes to study the new Quizlet terms. Here today on this is again Thursday. I'm giving you basically 20 minutes to work on the book talks. Here's the Word version. Here's the PDF version. Friday, 5 minutes to study the Mouse Abridged. 5 minutes to actually take the test. Again, when you take the test, send me the results. If you follow the link, it should be set. If it's not, click options, change to matching, and then create new test. But it should be set. Take a picture of your score, send it to me. That is due this Friday. That is the only assignment for week 2, just like that was the only assignment for week 1. So take that test. And then again, I remind you, again, I have already alerted you to week 3, which is due 5/1. It must be posted no later than 5/1. So as you watch the video of Mouse, keep thinking about how the story is being told. So on Friday, we watch Mouse 1, Chapter 2, 21 minutes. And then again, a large portion of time, 20 minutes, you are getting to work on your book talk. So make sure you are not procrastinating on your book talks. I know it's a lot of work, but it's small pieces as you go. So continue filling out the book talks. Maybe once you get all the menu done, perhaps you want to start typing your script. Or perhaps for each menu option, I would create a PowerPoint. So even on like the menu option for quotes, maybe you're actually just putting the quote up there and putting some symbols up there. Maybe the menu option for, I think it was a mandatory part, but you know, the 5 most important parts, what's happening at the beginning, the middle, the next, and then the end, what's happening at the exposition, the rising action. Maybe you got one slide for that. If you remember and you want to see a good example, I put it under week 1, what the final product looks like. There was the final product, the sample. And again, I think that student just took each menu option. She turned it into a slide. And even she did some extra ones where she just put up some pictures. Maybe you put up symbolically what the, you know, if your person is brave, maybe you show them as a knight in shining armor or something. So maybe you're doing the symbolism of each character. So you can really create the PowerPoint in any way you want. I would suggest probably just doing 1 slide per entry. Okay. So at this point, hopefully you're wrapping up the book talks. I'm giving you plenty of time in week 2. Just a reminder, the only thing due for week 2 is the Quizlet set. It's the new terms. Mouse Abridged is the Quizlet set that you have to take the test on. And then again, we're watching videos. We're watching Mouse 1, Chapter 1. We're watching Mouse 1, Chapter 2. And then I'm constantly talking about how the pictures are telling a story. See, even in this example right here, you see that panel. You see how it's askew, how it's crooked. So your whole response might be on page blank, the 4th panel is askew, it's turned. Well, here's what's happening in the story, blah, 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 blah. And here's why I believe it to be turned, because it's trying to say blah, 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 blah. Okay? That's what you should be doing. in the week 3 response, which is not due again until the 1st. I remind you about that Friday. Here's the week 3 assignment. I talk about it Thursday, the week 3 assignment. And again, all of the stuff is there. All you got to do is click reply, type your response, and then click post to forum. So that is the week 3. And again, I'm giving you lots of time, 19 minutes on Thursday to work on your book talks, 19 minutes on Friday to work on your book talks. So lots of time this week to work on those book talks. All right, if you're watching the recorded version, your word is fire truck. That's the word you would email me. If you are here live, you have typed in your name. Joe Smith is here into the chat feature. If you are watching the recording, you're going to respond with fire truck. Is that what I said? Fire truck? So if you're watching the recording, you just have to email me saying, Mr. B, I watched the recording. The word you said at the end was fire truck. This proves that I saw it. Again, going forward, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to do a live Zoom with you. 9 to 11 or 9:30 to 11, any of the office hour days. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So certainly let me know. I can be right there with you to respond to questions. Just let me know. Your job is to check Moodle every day, check your email every day in case I get back to you. And that is all. If you want to hang out for a question, you can certainly unmute yourself and ask me a question. Other than that, that is the preview for week 2. Have a good week, everybody.
I've actually got a question. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if you mentioned this last week, but about the book talks, are we supposed to present these, or are we just going to be emailing them to you and all that?
You're just going to email them to me. So the book talk, you're working on the outline. So step 1 is to complete the outline and finish the book. Step 2 would be to probably write your script, what you're actually going to say. You're going to type it up. Step 3, I'm recommending that for every, now I'll show you as we get closer to it, but I'd recommend for about every slide you create, or I'm sorry, for every menu option, you create a slide that kind of goes with it. So that when you actually create the book talk video, we're not even seeing your face. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's called screencast. It captures your screen and it captures your voice. So on the screen, you're showing your Google slideshow, 1 slide per menu option. And then it's just you reading your script. Once you're done with that, there's a little button that says upload. You upload it to YouTube, boom, and then you just send the link to me when you're done. That's it. You don't have to present in front of anybody. I'm not really planning on showing these. I can post them, and you can watch them from other people if you want. Now, if we were in class, we would do that. But as of right now, I'm really hoping that we read Mouse 1 and 2. I'm talking to you about the big idea, which is rethinking how you see things. I mean, man, life is better when you pull meaning out of things. When you go to a movie and you have greater meaning in it, when you have little exchanges with people in life is better when you pull the meaning out. So we are looking at new ways of gathering meaning. That's what Mouse is really about. And then of course the book talk, you are just creating a video ultimately with a slideshow, and it's your voice over the slideshow. You post it to YouTube, send me the link, and boom, you're done. But again, I'll talk more about that as we get closer and closer to it. Right now, working on those outlines, maybe start typing up a script. Any other questions? Just unmute yourself and pop on in. If not, if you're watching the recording, email me the word fire truck, because that'll prove that you've watched it. If you need to do a personal meeting, even yet today, email me. I can Zoom with you at any time during office hours. And I suppose that is really it. Again, if you were here, you typed in the chat feature that first and last name was here. Check your email every day. Make sure you're sending me the Quizlet score, your percentage score, not the time. I can't record anything on the time. Some of you sent me the time and I emailed you back saying, hey, this doesn't tell me anything. So you send me your percentage score. All right, guys, I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to post this. Should be up about 1. If you watch it, fire truck is your word. If you have questions, let's Zoom together. And is there anyone else? Here's your last chance. Anyone else to ask a question? Unmute yourself. Okay, I don't have any questions coming through. No one's unmuting or no one's typing in the chat or anything. So I guess I'm going to sign off. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll hang out for a couple minutes just in case, but I'm going to stop the recording. Have a good week. ELA 4, week 2. I'll see you for ELA 4, week 3 next Monday.